Hey, great day to you all. I hope that this morning you guys were able to wake up super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope that you were able to tell yourself all the great things that you needed to make yourself feel whole and replenished and rejuvenated for a brand new day as a brand new person. I hope and pray that you were able to do that for yourself, because it sets the vibe for your whole day. And I'll remind you guys all today that we are all energetic beings first. So the energy that you decide to maintain for your own being, you alone are in control of that. No matter what energetic influences there are, because there always are energetic influences that we're affected by on a daily basis. So I had some great questions about what does it mean really to cut ties. Look, first I want you guys to understand something. It doesn't mean that you stop loving the individual. Okay? It means that you energetically no longer allow it to affect you. Okay? There's a law of detachment, which means that nothing bears or holds control over your being. So when I was talking the other day about cutting ties with family and in relationships and everything, it doesn't mean that I stopped loving any one of them. So you guys have to be clear about that, because you just have to love from a distance. You see, after being spiritually awakened and realizing what real love truly is, and the feeling of knowing that, well, it's quite easy to decipher whether something is loving or not, okay, in this reality. And that's why I'm grateful for being awakened, because the experience that I felt down to every single cell of my being was the universal, infinite, unconditional love and the power of it all. And within that consciousness is the power of the all-knowing. Everything ever created, ever manifested in this experience, the knowledge of it is there. Okay? It is. So don't think that cutting ties or cutting out people out of your life means you are supposed to have anything but love for them as individuals. Okay? Like, yes, I will always love my family, no matter what. But that is by choice, just as I love the rest of the world. Okay? It sounds crazy to say, but I love everybody no matter what their choice is. Why? Because this is what needs to happen for humanity. Literally. Look, the only thing that I do and why I cut ties is because of the energetic exchange of what happens in between individuals, which happens all the time. Okay? Now, taking on your life experience, you soul contracted to your life experience, meaning you knew exactly the conditions because you chose the conditions. You agreed and contracted to carry out whatever learning that you had to take care of while you were here. All right? And there you were soul contracted to many individuals for their learning and yours throughout the experience. Okay? That could be family, that could be friends, that could be even strangers. Everything is in perfect design. So there's no coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. And nothing just happens on its own. There's always a cause and an effect. Okay? So when we don't understand why we have to live certain things, or with certain individuals, or with certain experiences, Sometimes it's just because we're soul contracted to live it in our experience. Okay? But why do we get caught in repetitive cycles with people, places, and things? Because we do not pick up the lesson that we are supposed to acquire during living whatever it is we're living. So it has to be repetitive over and over and over and over and over and over until you grasp the learning. Well, we are in a society where we have never been more distracted as human beings as we are now. Distracted from what? Our own beings, what makes us feel well and what doesn't. By the time we're so distracted that we end up sick as individuals and don't even realize why. Okay? Well, it's been an accumulation of the distraction to your own being. So, you see, I carry a certain vibration that there is no virus. I do not, yes, I've had a lot of things happen to me physically, but the vibration that I carry right now as an individual, I do not get sick. Okay? I'll pull back my phone because I don't like to feel like I'm looking down on you guys, but it's just I don't have a proper stand. So, what you have to realize is that everything is an energetic transfer. So when you've learned your lesson and when you are evolving and growing as a being, the higher the frequency that you attain, which a higher level of thinking, a higher level of being, a higher level of overstanding the true big picture, you don't let certain things within the experience no longer affect you. Especially if it's low vibrational stuff. Okay? Now, low vibrational is what? Stuff that is of a lowered vibration, which is not fueling you. It is taking from you. So that is a negative. All right? And this is why there's negative and a positive. Because a negative is actually taking from you energetically. Okay? How? Well, the experience, the way it makes you feel, your thoughts that you have about it, the energy that you put into all of it. So me, when I cut cords, or when I cut soul contracts, it is with the intention to no longer absorb what I have energetically given access to. Okay? So I may have lost you within that, but look, it's as simple as this. Let me put it like this. All right. So let's speak hypothetically here, okay? And there's two individuals. So one is on a path of evolution and growth and has a growth mindset. So they want to continuously grow as an individual, become a better being, seeking knowledge at every given chance, or they're going to be stuck in their thinking and believing they are who they are and life is what it is and whatever. Okay? And this is facts. This is how it happens. So, obviously, the one that's evolving and growing is going to keep evolving and growing while the other one stays there. Right? So, if you're evolving and growing, when you're reaching higher heights, how do you expect to connect with somebody that's on that lowered vibration? It can't happen energetically. Because what happens is, if you're evolving and growing as an individual, but somebody chooses to stay stuck at a certain level of frequency, well, as you're evolving and growing, you're no longer are on the same page energetically. So, what happens naturally is that as you evolve and grow, Whatever cannot maintain your level of frequency or evolve and grow with you must fall away from your life. It has to. It can't stay where it does not belong energetically. Okay? And where the problem and the confusion and everything comes in is that as you're evolving and growing and learning about yourself and learning energetically and learning, it's a natural process of growth. Okay? Well, if you're growing and you're trying to deal with people that are staying stuck here, every time you come down to meet them, well, that's a depletion and a setback for your own growth. You see what I mean? This is why people, places, and things drop away from your life. And they have to. It's not about not liking somebody or resentment or judgment or anger or hatred. Like I said, I've cut a lot out of my life. But that does not mean that I do not extend love. Because I love the world. No individual on this planet more than another. Factually. Okay? And secondly, there is nothing or nobody on this planet that I will love of a greater magnitude than I love myself. So therefore, my growth, my evolution as an individual is of my highest priority. So, as I grow and evolve as an individual, there is so much that will be temporarily there in my life, but will drop away. But I already understand that process. Now, we've all been soul contracted to people to be in their lives at a certain time for a certain influence or a certain teaching or a certain whatever. Just like family's soul contracted. Half your friends are soul contracted. Okay? But this is all for learning. And all of these people are to merely enhance your experience. Okay? Because what is the primary enhancement of your experience? Your senses. Okay? That has nothing to do with another person. So your experience is uniquely yours no matter what. No matter what. There's no two people that see things the same. But when it comes to energetic cord cutting and soul tie cutting and releasing what no longer is of serving your evolution and growth, it's a must. Why? Because you've acquired the lessons. And for no other reason than that. Hey, yo, T. Love you, dog. Nice to see you out here, bro. Lots of love to you. Hope everything's well out there, eh? I like to see that you're all hitched and married up. You're a great man. Jesus, you're a great man. Okay. Back to what's good. You know what? Everything is good. Life is great. I feel amazing. How are you doing, bro? I hope that you're super blessed. Always, you know? Always. I think you and blah. Hey, how could I not smile, bro? Some of the best times of my life. Okay, bro? Simple. Living the dream. You know what? I'm proud of you for that. You deserve that. You really do. You really do. No, yeah. So, I'm going to get you, see you distracted me. You got me all blushy, you know. I always love you. Dog, I always love you. Yeah, I had some of the best times of my life with you so far. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Hands down. Hands down. Okay, so back to the soul ties and the soul contracts and, you know, even that. You had a special soul contract in my life, dog. Okay, so look, let's get to soul contracts and cutting ties. Now look, we all are contracted to do certain things in our experience. So when memories are good, yes, they're great. Always, always, bro. So when it comes to the point that you've learned your lesson of whatever it is, and listen, remember, I want you guys to remember, it's not good and bad, eh? Everything is for learning and for your evolution as an individual. And your learning is really specific to what it is that you need to learn within your life experience. And what is it all about? It's all about uniquely for your growth and for you to be able to get the most out of the experience possible. You see? Because we are creators. We are meant to grow and evolve and grasp and learn and see and experience as much as humanly possible. Okay? So therefore, like I was explaining before, energetically, as you learn and you evolve and grow as an individual, your evolution is an upward spiral, okay? Well, when you are soul contracted to individuals or experiences, or you've got ties with people that are not influencing your evolution and your growth, well, these soul contracts, these soul ties, these ties that you have with people that are remaining on a steady level instead of enhancing their life experience, they have to drop away and you have to cut ties. Because if not, it stunts your evolution and your growth, because energetically you are leaking your power to these people. And what is being transferred back to you is whatever it is that they embody as a frequency. So it's not a personal thing. It is a energetic thing. And if somebody is not inspiring you, motivating you, giving you that energetic boost for your life that you need by empowering you, well, then what's happening with these people is the complete opposite. So that is disempowerment. Okay? This is uninspiring, okay? It's either or. So somebody is either fueling and assisting you with your growth, or they're not, as an individual. So what happens with that is you have to determine, it's not about looking at people and judging them. It's understanding the energy that you are in exchange with and staying true to your heart in that. Because when staying in our heart space, we know and we feel if something feels right or it doesn't. There's no thoughts involved in that. So when something doesn't feel good to you and you have addressed it and you see no change and you address it again and you see no change, well, learn the lesson that it's time to cut ties. It's as simple as that. Energetically, for your well-being. Because should you not do that, well, you are going to allow yourself in an energetic entanglement and transfer with things that don't make you feel right. When you are growing and evolving as an individual and you feel the love for yourself, you are going to want to enhance that at every cost and not diminish that for any person, place, or thing in your life. Okay? Now, how do you cut ties? You love that tie. You thank it for everything it taught you, whether it be a person, place, or thing, and you give it to the universe. Literally. That's what I do. All the time. So, there was a lot of questions that came at me about Tobi. You're just cutting off left, right, and center. Yes, because energetically, I am healing. And what I've been able to heal in my being it's unearthly. So, knowing this and knowing the power that I possess, well, any attention and focus that I give any person, place, or thing, that's a lot of power. So, the energetic transfer, whether they realize it or not, is huge. So, what I push energetically, well, there's an equal opposite reaction, and this is what people don't understand. So, what I push at them energetically, well, I receive back from that individual that same amount of energy, intentionally or not on their part. You see? So, it is very important for me to cut ties with any person, place, or thing that is not fueling back to me evolution, growth, well-being, and love. It's simple. Energetically, because I'm an energetic being first. The power of my soul is my truest being. This physical form is my mere experience in this reality. You see? So I don't look at it as, oh, okay, big head, I can hear you, eh? Can you stop? Thank you. Yeah, my dog's chewing her paws. But I don't see it as, oh, I don't like these people and, oh, I can't have anything to do with them. No, not at all. I love them very much. I thank them very much for who they've been in my experience. But at this point in my life, they are no longer serving my highest good. Which is what? Evolution, growth, and love. If I wanted to stay stuck being whoever I have been in my past, I would remain there. I do not have that type of mindset. If I thought for a moment I was that person, I would have never healed myself. I would have never been able to overcome what I have. No. At this point in my life, anything energetically, whether it be a person, a place, or a thing, that is not fueling and inspiring and motivating to me, energetically, I must cut ties with that. It's common sense. If I'm on a path of growth and evolution and being the best version of myself humanly possible, well, I cannot be accepting anything less than that for myself. Within interactions, within connections, within relationships of any kind. No. Doesn't matter what name is attached. This is why I preach about stop giving people access to you according to titles that they have in your life. Because if, big head, come on. Yeah, my dog's scratching. I don't like to hear her scratch. She's ripping herself up. She's allergic to cold, so. Yeah. But look, yeah, seriously, it's about energy and what is being fueled back to you. It's not about judging a person or wanting to change another being, because you can't change people. Everybody is uniquely who they're supposed to be in the experience. But the ones that are on an evolution and growth mindset, who don't want just the same old that they've already lived, well, those are the ones that want to fuel evolution in their own life. Evolution of what? Their own being, who they really are. You know, like I was explaining the other day, I went a lot of years maintaining a garden in my mind that was not mine. How did that happen? Well, everything that I've had to live in my life put that guard in there. So what is that? Well, parental beliefs, society, schooling, extended family, any interactions. When you're a kid, you get all this stuff stamped in your head and then you operate like that. Well, I got to a certain point in my life where I was going, holy shit, this is like my life is on the line because of what I've believed about myself, what I've allowed for myself. Whoa. Okay? So when you get to that point as an individual and you say no more, well then with the no more comes a lot of change. And of course, everybody who has viewed you the way that they have all their life, or even in your family, are going to be the ones that are the most non-accepting of your own changes. But it doesn't mean that they're not valid. It doesn't mean that they're not supposed to happen. It doesn't mean that they're not uniquely yours for your evolution and growth as an individual. You see? So, yeah, you get to a point in your life sometimes where you do and you must, no matter what title they've carried in your life all your life. Well, you allow the energetic cord cutting or the diminishing of soul contracts because it is no longer serving of your highest good. And that's a part of your learning process too. So it's not that I have judgment or I've cut people out of my life because I judge them. No, what happens is the energetic transfer just isn't good for me. That's all. But it doesn't mean, okay, big head, my dog's making it known she's there, But seriously, you really have to love yourself enough to allow things and people and places and whatever to let it go. If it's not for you, how do you know? Well, it either makes you feel good or it doesn't. It's as simple as that. So instead of thinking about anything else, that should be your basis of what you keep in your life and what you don't. You see, and I don't come out here and preach about, don't watch people for their titles, like deal with them as individuals. Well, this is why I have to cut ties. Because I practice what I preach. And if people, places, and things do not make me feel right, well, then I cannot, under any circumstances, put my energy there. Why would I? People forget, but since November 1st, there's been huge energetic influence. And everything that's been buried within your being, all your old wounds, all your old traumas, all your old pains, all your old anything is coming up. Why? Because the vibration of the planet energetically has increased. So your vibration as a human being has increased also. Not even by your choice, but energetic influenced. So anything that you've been carrying within yourself that needs to be released and let go of is going to come up. And you're going to have to face it. Well, me cutting all the ties that I have over the past 4 months, well, it all had to happen because of my energetic frequency. You see? I can no longer stay vibrating at a level with family or friends or individuals because of their chosen way. Okay? And this is what determines it. It is not whether somebody is worthy to be in my life or not. No, it's about where they choose to be as an individual. Because I'm evolving and growing and becoming more and more and more powerful within my own spiritual being than ever in my life. You see? So I can no longer, no matter what title is attached, remain stuck to any person, place, thing that is of lower vibration by their own choice. Doesn't matter what title is attached. It's not a joke. Why? Because it stunts my own growth. How do I know my own strength at this point? Well, you see that I had posted something about John Edwards crossing over the other day. Well, that experience changed my life. And I think that's why I didn't even do a live yesterday, because I was still processing what has happened to me spiritually since cutting the appropriate ties, even within my family, that I had to. You see, look, a pullback is a time for you to release what's weighing you down so that you could be highly projected forward. Now, with the ascension of the planet, the ascension of consciousness, the ascension of a higher way of thinking, well, your gifts are also enhanced. Okay? So, now, it being, I mentioned manifestation about 12/12/2023 and how powerful it was for an energetic influence. Well, what did I do for myself was this. That day, I had asked the universe to truly validate for me my heart's truest desires. So, I asked for the deepest wound of mine in my heart to be healed. Because for me, manifestation and being in my full power and my highest potential as a being, I have to be healed. Literally. But this is my own choice, evolution and growth. I don't have scattered energies and I don't have none. Okay? So, John Edwards crossing over. I didn't even know he was on TikTok. And I never even thought, I never thought in a million years that I would actually come across him live. Well, I have been so energetically tapped into spirit for so many years that has been one of my biggest dreams of my life, is to see him and speak with him live. Well, it happened. It happened. So, manifestation and what you can produce for yourself is real. And can you believe something that I didn't even remember? That has been one of, because look, for many, 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 many years, he's the guy that does the show Crossing Over. And he's a medium. He has been doing it for like 4 decades. Okay? Well, I was totally in love with his show and what he could do for many, many years. Well, ever since my dad died, I knew energetically that he attached himself to me instead of crossing over. Okay, because everybody has a choice when you die. Well, my father, instead of joining the collect, he chose to come back and attach himself to me to guardianship me, like to guard me. And you can do that. So that's what my dad did. So for the past couple of years since my dad died, I've always had this, I really want to see you, Dad. I feel you here, but I really want to see you. Like, in an experience, I want, like, this has been one of my hugest heart's desires. Because I know he's there. So it's messed up and people think it's crazy, but I can have a conversation with my father who is in spirit at any given moment. And he guides me. And the things he tells me, oh, I know it's him. There's no question about it. So the experience manifested itself about John Edwards, and I caught him live, and he was doing some readings. So after he had done some readings, he was talking to his audience. And there was a couple of thousand of us in there the other night. And he was interacting with us. Well, he said he was going to do something a little different. My heart sank because I knew, because of who I am energetically, I knew. Because I had been sending things like over the screen during his live communications to him and throwing my energy into that mix. He's a big energy person. He's a big spirit person, right? So all of a sudden he says he's going to do something a little different that he hadn't done before on TikTok. My heart sank because I knew that it was the universe working in my favor. You see, you just know when you're energetically connected that things they're not by coincidence. Everything that happens to you is meant for your learning, your growth, and your evolution. Okay? So, he invited us to close our eyes. And I did. Now, for anybody to be in your energy and to manipulate your energy or alchemize your energy, you have to allow it to happen. So, I embraced myself for an experience. And during that experience, I went from being able to feel my dad to sitting down face to face with him within this visualization. It blew my mind. Because coming out of that visualization that he did, he said, now you guys see how easy it is to see for yourself. Like what he showed us in that creative visualization was phenomenal. Because I sat down with my dad as if he was really just in the same room with me. Like, it was mind-blowing. Okay? So what that did for me is huge, because I know that all the times that I've come back from death and all the times I've lived what I've lived and all of the energetic influence that I feel on a daily basis, I get messages constantly. But I feel the messages. I don't see the individuals. I don't see the spirits. I don't know. I feel it energetically. And knowing and thinking is very different. So when you feel something energetically, you just know. There's no thinking about it. So that experience really enhanced for me and showed me how easily I will actually be able to see the energetic forces trying to speak with me. Sounds crazy, but that experience was mind-boggling and mind-blowing. Okay? And energetically, we're all connected. So what separates us from this great consciousness is our own individual matter experience. But soulfully, we're all connected. Yeah. So that's why I didn't do a live yesterday, because my evolution and growth and as an individual over the past 2 days and the energetic influence and what I'm manifesting for myself is huge. It's huge. And I already feel the effects of it, because right after that, the next day, I jump online and I come across a guy that I was familiar with, but I never really knew what he was up to and really knew what he was about. Well, I took the time, and that's John Assaraf. Well, the way he broke stuff down to me in the video, so I caught him live. So it's not like he was talking to me personally, but everything happens for a reason. What I heard him say, my brain clicked finally. Finally, because it's the first person that I've heard explaining stuff using the way that I teach stuff about reptilian brains, emotional brains, the logical brain, and really breaking it down. And so that fueled me too for a total evolution of my own internal processing, okay? So I posted his masterclass I'm going to join on Saturday. Guys, anybody who wants to join in that, it's Change Your Brain, Change Your Income. So, yeah, you know what? I really, really appreciate when the universe has a constant energetic flow of learning for me, which is not of coincidence. You see, what you have to realize is this. When you declutter your life, not only with things, but with people too, that have been, you have been giving them a straw to your energy and allowing them to just soak you dry and not giving anything back to you that is energetically of your well-being, well, that's when you have to just cut the straw and stop allowing people to siphon your energy by your own choice of letting them do it, because nobody can do anything to you that you do not allow them to do, because life is not happening to you. It is your choices that are happening to you. You see, so you must, at a certain time in your life, when you're evolving and growing as an individual, if you do have a growth mindset for your own being, well, you do have to cut soul contracts, soul ties with people that are no longer of benefit to your evolution as an individual. That's all. So I really, really, really loved the questions. People think that, I'm angry with, no. I'm not angry with my ex. I'm not angry with my mother. I'm not angry with my brother. And I'm not angry with my sister. And I'm not angry with my ex so-called friend. I'm not angry with anybody. No. That's not a frequency that I choose to embody for myself. I have learned my lesson and I move on. I grow and evolve. There is no staying stuck for me in any lower density whatsoever. So what's a lower density? Well, feeling shame, feeling blame, feeling guilt, feeling denial, feeling non-acceptance, feeling judgmental, feeling angered, feeling hatred. I don't feel any of that. I love myself totally. I'm an amazing being. There's not too many that can do what I've done for myself. How could I not appreciate that about my own being? I'm more than okay. I'm better than I've ever been. Why? Because I've finally in my life been able to stand firm in the boundaries of what I accept for myself and what I don't. So it's not about judging others. It's about judging it the way things make me feel. And I know that I'm a worthy individual. And I know who I am and what I project. So why would I accept anything less than that to be returned to me? I won't. So therefore, I cut energetic ties. I cut soul ties. How? I love you and I thank you for being everything that you've been in my life, but you are no longer serving my highest good of my being or my life. Simple. That's all. It's very easy to do with no animosity. There's no hard feelings. It's, hey, we all have different paths to walk. And not everybody is meant to walk our path with us. No matter who they are. That's all. You know, and patterns repeat themselves if they're not corrected. And people have a pattern of behavior. They really do. Because of the pattern of their thinking. Well, I don't have a pattern of thinking or believing or doing at this point. Because I am evolving and growing as an individual every day. Okay? So I've corrected belief systems about myself. So yes, I know I'm worthy. I'm abundant by birthright. I was born in a state of unconditional love. I clearly understand that the life experience ripped me away from that state, but now I am back to it. You see? By choice. So anything that's not unconditionally loving towards me does not warrant my unconditional energy. You know what I'm saying? Well, just as equally as I want everything better for everybody else, I want that for myself too. So that's up to me. That's not up to anybody else. So what do I do every day? I make sure that I become a better being every day because I'm a brand new person every day. Brand new experience. And what I choose for myself is uniquely for me. Okay? Guys, I love you all. I want you guys all to get to this type of mindset where people, places, and things do not hold power over your own being. Because they shouldn't. You should be okay within your own being to govern and accept what you allow for yourself as these transactional interactions with people. Because whether you believe it or not, everything is a transaction. Where you put your energy is what you will get back energetically. Yeah. Well, I choose to be a loving, kind, caring, compassionate person, but I also choose to learn every day and become a better being every day in this experience. Why wouldn't I be? I want to be joyous. I don't want to feel anything but joy. Why? Because that extends our telomeres. Okay? Those are the tips of the DNA that we have. And if you want to extend your life, well, you have to extend your telomeres. So how do you do that? There's only one way to do that. And that's to be a joyful being. Well, if you're feeling anything of the lower vibration, you're farthest thing from being joyful. See? So if you're not being a joyful being and allowing great experiences and great conversation and great everything within your own being, well, then you are destroying yourself. Literally. So no, I didn't come this far and didn't learn and evolve through every experience I've ever been through to just stop now. No. This is where my life starts to get good because I have done all the hard work. And I know that. So I will continue to evolve and grow as an individual like I was explaining before. And I will keep cutting ties of whatever's lowered vibration that does not serve and influence and motivate my highest growth as an individual on the planet. Yeah, by choice. But that doesn't mean that I am not loving to everything else in this experience because I am. And that's by choice too. All the time. So guys, set that high vibe. Love yourself no matter what. Be grateful for everything coming your way because it's all learning. And in accordance to one of the universal laws, everything is the law of relativity. It's uniquely what it is. So there's no good or bad unless you compare it to something. So when you're looking at it, well, how is it relevant to you for your learning? Because there is no good and bad. It is uniquely an experience. Yeah. Don't compare yourself to anybody because you can't. There's only one of you. And you are magically you. All the time. So be just that. Evolve and grow. Know about yourself because then you're going to know the power of your being and what you can make possible for yourself. Yeah. And because you are who you are, you can make anything possible. Trust and believe that. I do. And I believe in every single other person on the planet. Hey, I had to live it to believe it. Come on. If I can do it, there is no excuse for any single person walking around on this planet to not get right with themselves. Guys, I love you all. Have a great day. Have a magical day. All right? Get the most out of it. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Create it to be what exactly you want it to be. Because you have that power. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace.